Hi, Alevtina. Good afternoon and welcome to our AMC Artist Talk. You are our second artist after Gianandrea Noseda. Thank you for being with us. And how is in Moscow?
Hello, dear Ettore. I'm very glad to be here. Hello, dear friends. In Moscow, it's good weather, not raining, and the sun's still with us. So we're happy.
Good, good. So you have been quarantining at home, I understand, yeah, during this period.
Yes, but we already work and we rehearse and start to prepare the shows, because first show we will have on the 5th of September.
Oh, fantastic. So very soon.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Good, good. So toi for the show tomorrow.
Thank you.
So the meaning of this artist talk is to allow you to express yourself and to tell your story. I will be somehow driving you through the next half an hour. We decided to have a fixed time around half an hour for everybody so that we are well compact and compressed. So I will start asking to you with some basic personal question, like what is your family background? Do you have musicians in your family?
Honestly, no, I haven't a professional musician in my family, and all my family are from Moscow. Also, I was born in Moscow. My mother had a musical education, but when she was a young lady, she left musical college for history, and she finished historical university. And she's now a director of a regular school, and my father is a radio engineer. So I haven't professional musician in my family.
And when you decided that you wanted to be a musician, how it happened, how your meeting with music happened?
When my mother sent me to musical school, I had an amazing teacher, and she could teach me for 4 and 5 hours per day. So I lived in music school. And for the weekend, she took me to her house and we played there. And after we had a tea and we listened in the music, different interpretation of some piano pieces. And one day when I was 13, I remember this, and it was something like round table with my family and my teacher, and they decided what will I do in the future. So it was three possibilities. I wanted to be an actress. But my mother was totally disagree with me, and she told me that I don't want to my daughter to play cats and dogs on the stage. So I forgot about it, and I had one more possibility to be to go to philological faculty in Lomonosov University and to be a musician. And I think that my mother and my teacher decided everything before. So I went to the musical college and I entered for 2 faculties. Yeah, I studied as a choral conductor and as a pianist. So, and the end of my education in college, I have 7 state exams, and my classmate has only 4 state exams. Yeah.
So what happened is that you started with the piano because your first teacher was a pianist, correct?
Yes. My instrument is piano.
Is piano. And studying at the music school was including also conducting studies at the time?
No, of course not. In the school, I haven't lessons of conducting. Honestly, I met my future professor for symphony, opera symphony conducting when I was 16. It's another interesting story. I had a teacher of theory of music, and one day, when I was 16, she invited me to some symphony concert. And after concert, she told me, Ale, take these 3 roses and present it to the conductor.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
this is a very important Russian tradition that at the end
yeah,
of the concert, conductors
absolutely.
and the musicians, they get roses, flowers. I think it's a very
Yes,
civilized, by the way, it's a
absolutely.
very civilized habit.
And after that, we went off stage, and she introduced me to maestro. So after that, in 10 years, in 11 years, I become his student in Moscow Conservatoire.
And can I ask you, who was this maestro?
It was Vladimir Alexandrovich Ponkin. He was my second father, my guru, very, very long period of time.
So when I ask you who was your musical mentor, you can say that Maestro Ponkin was your real music mentor?
Yes, of course. He was my first musical mentor, and he gave me my profession. But my second musical mentor, I feel that it was Donald Tranicles, with whom I worked in San Francisco Opera. I was his assistant in 2008, I think. Yes, and he gave me 6 musical lessons for conductors. And after that, honestly, I could to change my conducting school. So
So
I
Mr.
changed.
Ranicles changed your conducting school. I mean, by the way, he's conducting with the left hand, which is very peculiar, huh, in a conducting.
No,
Uh,
I'm a right-hand
and you are
conductor.
right hand, so
But
so
yeah,
this.
something I needed to change in my gesture.
How it was that you went to San Francisco? How it happened?
You know, it was uh, it was very difficult to get this position. And I sent Maestro Ranicles many DVD discs of my conducting, because I was already assistant in Spivakov's orchestra in Moscow. And
Hmm.
also I was a head conductor in Mariel Republic in some theater in Russia. Yeah,
Hmm.
and all my discs, I think that I sent him during 3 years. And after that, he
So
decided,
you have been
yeah,
very
absolutely,
persistent.
absolutely. And after that, he decided to take me as his assistant. So it was a great experience for me, great experience, because I'd never conduct in West. So it was another school of communication, of conducting, of everything
So
was
so
different.
suddenly you arrived in San Francisco.
Yes, I've been to San Francisco many times before, but not for my profession. Yeah,
Hmm.
we just have a rest with my family, etc.
And how many years you spent in San Francisco as an assistant
No,
to?
no, no, not many years. It was only about 5 months,
Hmm.
uh, but I studied there very interesting things. And also I was assist to Bruno Campanella, who gave me incredible как сказать, resume,
Tips,
yeah,
advices, huh?
yeah,
Advices.
advices, yeah. And also I
What?
was
Sorry,
assist.
what was the opera production Campanella was conducting?
He did L'Isir d'Amore, and
Hmm.
he taught me how to conduct in small gesture, because bel canto opera needs not big gesture as Russian opera. Yeah, it's not Russian music, and it was very, very very small
Delicate?
gesture.
Small gesture. That's interesting. Interesting. You know, many conductors say that, of course, to conduct Wagner is difficult, but the really difficult thing is to conduct bel canto operas.
Absolutely, absolutely. For me, it's more difficult still. And another conductor was Vasily Sinaisky, with whom we made Boris Godunov. Can
In San
you
Francisco.
imagine this contrast? Yeah.
Yeah, Elisir D'Amore and Boris Godunov.
Yeah. Also with Ranicals, we did Simon Boccanegra and Domineo.
So you have been basically in San Francisco for one season.
No, half a season, I think.
Half a season. Okay.
Yeah.
But was very, very important experience for you, huh?
It was the best experience in my life.
Good, good. And then you went back to Moscow. And by the way, did they give you the chance to conduct the orchestra of San Francisco
A little
Opera?
bit in rehearsals. Yeah, only rehearsals. Because I was, I think that I was not pretty ready for Western orchestra that time, because I still has a Russian School of Conducting, and Russian School of Conducting, it means that point it's in bottom, and Western type of conducting, it's a point on the top, and it's opposite. It's absolutely, it's big difference, because when you're behind the orchestra with this point in the bottom, you are in the bottom, and so yeah.
Okay, understood. So when was your first concert? The first time you were in front of an orchestra to rehearse and conduct your own concert or opera performance, when it was?
The really first concert was very late, when I was 24. It was with orchestra, with orchestra of my professor, and it was pieces of Mussorgsky, Prokofiev, and Dukas. And so I was incredibly nervous. You can't imagine. I had the problem with my head, with my stomach, with everything. But after the concert, after my first concert, I felt this drug, and this conducting drug, this energy, this adrenaline.
Can I assume that this was the moment when you decided that you wanted to be a professional conductor?
Yes.
Okay.
After that.
After this first concert, adrenaline, mix of adrenaline and
maybe
excitement.
It's a little bit selfish, but we're all selfish.
Well, that's a good statement. And so when have you been thinking that the concert you were doing was really important for you and was really something that could change your professional life?
I think it's happened not very long ago. I think it happened, maybe 3 years ago. But I think, first of all, it depends on my private life. When I made some decision about my private life, so I understood that I'm ready for big work, for serious, serious swimming in this profession. And also the next thing, also maybe 3 years ago, I understood when I conducted some concert, it was some concert, I think, not performance. And suddenly I felt the orchestra, I understood that I can play on this orchestra like play piano. I can do everything with them.
So you
everything.
felt a great connection with the musicians.
Yeah, it was incredible connection. It was.
But
I was like a goddess.
Yeah,
you know.
I want to come back for a minute on what you said before, because I think is a key point. The profession of the musician and the conductor, of course, is a profession which requires a lot of engagement and a lot of dedication. So you said that it took time for you to get to this point, and you went through very important personal decisions. Is this something which is relating also to your family life?
And
Which means that, of course, there is an important topic which we are discussing. I mean, the last years change a little bit the scenario of the classical music industry, and this is the arrival of women as legitimate conductors. It was a topic which has been discussed a lot, and today women are gaining more and more space into the international music industry. This year, young German conductor, has conducted a Salzburg festival for the first time. Women are now taking more and more positions into classical music industry. Mirga with the CBSO. We have recently a lot of appointments. But for a woman, is this meaning a sacrifice in terms of family life?
yes, I waited for this question, and of
Sorry,
course.
I know. I don't want to be, but I don't want to be politically correct. I want to be true. I want to get out this, because I think is like the elephant in the room when you talk with a woman conductor. So
Yes.
let's the elephant walk freely in our room.
You know, yeah, that's true. And this question, when the journalist asked me about why are you a conductor, and it's like a red light before furious ball, you know. I can't understand why I can't be a conductor. I have two hands, I have two ears, I have one head, etc. So why can I not to move my hands? You know, so and honestly, I think that musician have not gender, because musician is a guide of energy. It's a guide of energy and professional skills. And if you are not good professionalist, or you are empty and you can't say in musical world anything, you are just a bad musician. And it's not depends on your gender, of course. And I think that in Europe and in America decided this problem, because as I know, the theaters give some percent to women conductors and some percent to men conductors. It's, in my opinion, it's very, it's great. Yeah.
And you are also, sorry to interrupt.
But now, as for Russia, in Russia, we have enormous sexism against women still. And it's not our guilt. By the way, I'm only one head conductor in our country.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that you hold the position of music director of the theater,
and
Natalia
I can
Sats.
explain you.
So it's a quite radical thing.
Because, for example, you have to hear the the opinion of Russian men, Russian male conductors, who are not very polite, who are not very tolerant, and but it's unreasonably. But this opinion, their opinion, and their phrases form the opinion of our Russian musical community. And it's very, very sad.
But I like what you said about a conductor being a source of energy. And of course, we all realize from your attitude that you are definitely a great source of energy. Um, my question was more about how to combine private life with conducting in a way that conducting is really demanding, requiring an extreme dedication, uh,
You know,
time consuming, constant traveling. To combine
yes,
this
I
with family
understand.
life is of course
Yes,
difficult.
I understand. Of course, for women, the family life, the children, and husband, good husband is very, very important, or good partner. Yeah, and
So I
believe me,
assume, sorry to interrupt you, I assume that the period that you took from your first conducting experiences to the moment you decided to become a conductor, a professional conductor full time, was dedicated to somehow rearrange your family situation, correct?
correct.
Fantastic. That's a very clear and very good answer. Let's go on. Let's go on about your relationship with music, which is, of course, extremely important for us to know. And my next question is, what is your learning process? How do you approach the learning process of a new score?
Oh, it's very interesting because I have my own method. I don't know if it's useful for somebody, but for me, it works very good. So yeah, I adore learn the new course. You know, it's like discovering new world. And always I open the new score with the trembling inside of me. And first of all, I write the score with emotional and to understand what exactly say to me composer in emotional, what I feel from the score. And then I become to dissect every bar. And after that, I try to find climax, etc., in every piece. And after that, I make my mathematical formulas. So I use only mathematical figures. And if you have, yes, leitmotif for 4 bars, then again 4 bars, yeah, and then 8 bars, then 4 and 4, you have just right, 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4. And so it's the first movement, first part of big movement. But you know that you have 24 bars with their climax, with tonality, harmony, tonality plan, and with some high points on the paper. Okay, 24 bars. Then you made development the same way, the repetition the same way, and maybe you have some 5 bars more in repetition. And then you have coda. So all these numbers of bars is in your head. For me, it's very simple. It takes times, of course, but it's clear, and you know the score very, very precise. It's not you go behind your ears or something. You just know the score.
Is this a model that you have studied, or you had a
No,
model?
I found it. I discovered it for myself by myself.
Okay, this was your discovery, is your own genuine way to learn a score. That's very interesting. The other question I wanted to ask you is, do you have conductors, male or female, who are a model for you, or to whom you look as somebody you would like to approach in terms of conducting?
I think that our life is so changeable that to have only 1 or 2 models, it's getting bored. So thanks God we have YouTube, and we can watch every great musician. We can watch all great conductors and take from them the best what they have. And but I think that already that conductor is not only for gesture or click a beat, you know, and you have to choose your own way to conduct. By the way, I think that Ilya Musin, the professor of conservatory in St. Petersburg,
yes, the legendary teacher
legendary
of
teacher,
many great conductors, including Temirkanov and Gergiev.
Absolutely. Didn't teach.
And Maris Janssen, by the way.
Yeah. He didn't teach Gergiev in Gergiev's style of conducting. I think that Gergiev found it in his big practice. Also, the model, also the one of last concert of Abbado. It's with Lucerne Festival Orchestra. It's Mahler first.
Yes.
What is it? What happens on the stage? The man stayed on the stage nearly without body, and through his hands goes pure spirit. What is it? It's magic, but you can't wear this model on yourself, you know.
That's
you
very
just
right.
Can, yeah, you
That's
just
very
can
right.
Feel these other worlds and find your own paradise.
Yeah, that's a very good answer. Very good answer. Thank you for this. And how important are friends in classical music? Friends who are working with you, who are sharing musical ideas with you. Have you experienced some very strong friendship in music already?
I think that it's not really important from where comes your friends, because friends are friends, you know, and they help you in different situation, and a musician or not musician. But I would like to tell that good colleagues in music, clever and talented colleagues, it's very important. That's true, because if the colleagues not professional or not clever, it's impossible to work. Especially it depends on soloist, which with whom you play the concerts. You know, if the soloist, if you haven't chemistry between you and your soloist, it doesn't work. It's, you know, and if soloist wants to play like he wants to play, it's not interesting for me. Absolutely, you know, for me interesting when you dance to each other,
when you have an exchange.
Absolutely,
an exchange
energy. Yeah,
of energy.
Musizieren.
Yeah, exactly. And what was your favorite composer at the beginning?
At the beginning, yeah, you know, when I studied in my music school, I was totally in love with Frédéric Chopin. And
pianist, of course. Chopin,
pianist, of course,
the king for pianists.
Absolutely, with his long fingers, with his hair, with his artist soul, and which I feel through the music. And I think that also in college it still work. And I even made his paint him. And so I was so jealous for George Sand, you can't imagine. Yeah,
but unfortunately there is very little of Chopin as a conductor. So what is the next? What is the next one?
My next one.
The next one, composer.
My next man. You know, now I still involved in music of Mahler, of course, and I think that I can make it very, very sensitively. Yeah, so it's Mahler, it's Bartok, Stravinsky with his krivoy, I don't know this word, with his music. Also, I admire Britain. I conducted just 2 operas of Britain. It's Turn of the Screw and Owen Wingrave. And for me, you know, it's really difficult to conduct. It's not difficult with gesture, but he has so rich orchestration. He has so rich timbres, orchestras, different timbres. And of course, I'm absolutely involved in music of Wagner. And I'm pretty sure that I will do very often Wagner, and now I'm study German as a crazy, and yeah. So thanks Karantina that I could.
So the quarantine was serving your purpose very well.
Absolutely.
And one question I used to ask my conductors is, there was a composer which you have been underrating at the beginning, and then you discover being a great one.
Tchaikovsky.
Very good answer. I like it very much. I also think that Tchaikovsky, it's of course very different kind of approaches, and you can take as a very easy music maker, but I mean, behind this easy music making, there is so much and such a immense soul. So time is running very fast, unfortunately, Alevtina. I would spend really hours with you, but we are already near the end of our conversation, unfortunately. So I have the last few questions, and I ask you to answer quickly. You have ever found a moment where you thought that you had enough of music, that it was too much, and you wanted to quit?
You know, it was once. It's really I had this 2 years ago. I had a so full season. I conducted maybe 200 performances, and for me it was really too much. And in the summer, I went to summer ballet season to conduct Romeo and Juliet. And you know, I understood when I conducted, I understood that I feel nothing. Nothing. I'm musical impotent. And after that, I decided not work too much, not give too much, you know. And so, because a conductor and musician must save himself for next performances. So he can't lose all the energy.
Good. And let's say that tomorrow is your last concert. What piece of music you would like to conduct?
I think it will be something very funny from Baroque music with tambourine.
So you would like to conduct the last concert on the light sense,
absolutely,
on the light tonality. Good. And when you think about, of course, you are basically at the beginning of your career, so you have still a lot to do, but do you have a strong principle that you would like to somehow to be the principle which will be the character of your music life?
I really not thinking about it. I just want to be sure for music, you know, and I like life, I like music, I like painting, I like literature, and Of course, I have my dream. I want to have a big house when I will be very old, and I want to invite their many children and give them all what I have, all my knowledges for my whole life. And also I would like to invite all my friends, poets, dancers, musicians, and to create new performances, to create a new direction in art, and do something new, etc., etc., and to keep the culture for future.
Fantastic. So keep this energy, Alevtina. Thank you so much for this conversation. It's been very inspiring for me. And see you very soon.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.